From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
New leadership. The new committee overseeing Indianapolis Public Schools holds its first meeting. Big investment. What child care advocates say about a $200 million infusion to the state's child care voucher program. Trey Williams sentenced. How long the killer of a Hamilton Southeastern football star will spend behind bars.
News 8 Daybreak starts now.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 15th, halfway through the month of April. And it feels, man, it's nice out this morning.
Like June.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
It's warm. It's a little humid too. Man, we had some pretty nasty storms yesterday too. May have another round of those coming our way this afternoon too. But some of the hail, we'll show you photos throughout daybreak. I know we've got a whole gallery on wishtv.com. But I mean, it was golf ball or bigger size hail doing a little damage. So here we go. Buckle up. More storms potentially on the way. We'll walk you through that here. It's relatively quiet right now. And again, it's pretty stuffy for this early in the morning in mid-April. 72, southwest wind at 21. That breeze is a little refreshing, right? It mixes up the air quite a bit. Local view and a live view of Storm Tracker quiet. We do have a few showers and storms north of Fort Wayne, northeastern quarter of the state, but outside of that, nothing too crazy. And that line will try to sag down to the south. It is weakening significantly and doesn't appear like we're going to see too much out of that. Those are all the hail reports we had, mainly, and we mentioned that this was going to be the issue, north of Interstate 70, where we saw all the action yesterday afternoon and through the early evening hours. I think that may end up being kind of the same battleground for later on today. We're into the low 70s pretty much statewide, so very warm. We have, again, a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe storms, and I-70 basically is the boundary for that, all the way to the north. And like yesterday, all modes of severe weather are in play. Damaging winds, large hail, and an isolated tornado can't be ruled out. Storm Track 8 Futurecast. I think a lot of the morning is going to be pretty quiet, just like yesterday. Probably quiet through lunchtime. Anytime after, let's say, 1 or 2 o'clock, it is fair game for some of these storms to start to develop, and any of these could be hailmakers. That's going to continue through, I think, the evening, probably the overnight hours as well before we kind of wind things down, gearing up for your Thursday morning. 83 for your high. Again, that will be pushing a record set back in 2002 of 84. We have more rain chances here for your Thursday. We potentially could have more severe storms coming our way this weekend as well.
Central Indiana. Wish TV is now live on YouTube TV and Hulu Live, offering more hours of local programming than any other station. Search for Wish TV or look for CW8 on both YouTube TV and Hulu Live to find us. Watch local news, sports, and lifestyle shows live from Wish TV. You can still catch Wish TV free over the air or stream it live on wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile apps. Wish TV, available in more places for the latest news, weather, and sports.
PD says a man is in critical condition this morning after a shooting on the city's west side. It happened at an apartment complex on Emmerich Lane near the White River just after 10:45 last night. Officers found the man with gunshot wounds. So far, no one is under arrest and police do not have a suspect. IMPD is asking anyone with information to call police. Wish TV is your education station. A new board has taken control of Indianapolis Public Schools. The Indianapolis Public Education Corporation held its first meeting yesterday and discussed asking voters for a property tax increase in the fall. Getting a new operating referendum on the ballot could be a key focus of the board over the next few months. News 8's Alan Self has more from the first meeting.
Inside, members voted on initial resolutions, but protesters gathered outside and warned the move hurts teachers and students. Newly appointed Interim Executive Director Michael O'Connor introduced a plan to cap the local revenue shared with charter schools, noting that the board will consult external experts before finalizing any budget changes. O'Connor also refers to an appropriation resolution, which gives IPEC authority to move money for various purposes.
The right people at the table so that you are making the best decision on behalf of all the kids within the IPS district.
Outside, demonstrators refused to enter.
Because I believe in a free, fully funded public education.
This protester, who wishes to remain anonymous, isn't the only one who says speaking to the board is pointless.
Because the ILEA didn't listen. The legislative session last year didn't listen to teachers. And we need them to hear us.
Courtney Hawk, a mother of a 9-year-old, takes this protest personally.
I have a child at school, and I see the direct impact of the constant cuts to public schools. So it's personal as well, but it's really, even if I didn't have a child in a public school, I would still be here.
Indianapolis Councilor Jesse Brown connects the fight to City Hall.
I think we need to get rid of this mayor. I was the first politician in the state to call for him to resign. I stand by that call. I think we're going to have to get a new mayor to get a new path forward for education in this city.
State lawmakers established IPEC after a December report. The board manages funds and referendums this year, buildings and transportation in 2028, and will develop an accountability system that some say may lead to school closures. Local school boards retain control over curriculum, hiring, and daily budgets. Members plan to hold another meeting next month. In downtown Indy, I'm Alan Self for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
A federal judge has blocked a state law that prevents college students from using their student IDs to vote. The judge granted a preliminary injunction on the 2025 law. Since Indiana passed a photo ID law in 2005, it allowed college students to use their IDs from public colleges and universities. The 2025 law changed that. The Secretary of State had previously said that student IDs do not meet security standards. It is now up to the State Budget Committee to approve $200 million to go to Indiana's child care voucher program. Governor Mike Braun announced the cash infusion yesterday. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist talked to child care advocates that say the money is a big first step.
The governor says this will pay for 14,000 new child care vouchers. He says this is the first step toward a more permanent funding solution. Staff at Hooligans Learning Academy in Anderson say it has not been easy to keep the doors open. They say Tuesday's announcement is welcome news.
I think a lot of the problems that a lot of providers are having is that enrollment has declined because parents don't have access to the CCDF vouchers. So opening up, that's 14,000 kids who are potentially not enrolled in a program right now that are going to be looking for a program that accepts CCDF. So programs like Hooligans are going to hopefully see an influx of CCDF kiddos.
The state has a $300 million contingency fund for certain uses. Lawmakers this year authorized using the fund to cover the child care voucher program. Braun is giving the fund an additional $200 million specifically for the vouchers.
This investment allows us to reopen access after 15 months of frozen admissions and puts us on a good, sustainable path forward. It marks the start of sustained commitment to keeping care affordable and giving families long-term confidence that they support, that they can count on, will be there.
The governor's office says the money should be available by late May. Officials say the voucher application process has not changed.
Every CCDF voucher represents a working family. And, us as the state of Indiana in this program allows those families to go and make the decisions that they need to do as a family to succeed and better their situations.
State House Democrats say the governor's decision is too little, too late. They say Republican spending cuts led to the problem in the first place. Child care advocates call it a good first step.
We are looking at children who have siblings currently, but those siblings were not able to go to the same programs or even to use the vouchers. Now will allow me to take 2 of my children back to pre-K, to the child care program so I can go back to work.
Osman says it will be extremely difficult for child cares that have closed to reopen. That's because staff have been let go and children have re-enrolled elsewhere. Michael says she hopes the governor follows through on his promise of a permanent funding fix next year.
We really need to fully commit. Like I said, it's a great first step. First steps are great. That's how we get started. But we really fully need to commit to make sure that all children are getting the benefits of early childhood education.
The State Budget Committee still has to approve the governor's proposal. The committee will meet this coming Thursday. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
4:09 now. An 18-year-old is sentenced to 6 years for the deadly crash that killed former Hamilton Southeastern football star Mason Alexander. Court records show that Trey Williams pleaded guilty to reckless homicide as part of a deal filed in February. Police say Williams tried to pass another car, lost control, and crashed into a tree near Geist Park in March of last year. The fiery crash killed Alexander. Yesterday, Alexander's uncle addressed Williams directly in court, urging him to learn from Mason's death.
I don't want you to ever forget Mason, and I know you won't. Know that you devastated a family. Learn from this. Learn from it, young man. Every day, you took something from us that was so valuable, no amount of money could ever replace. I want you and your family to become better people. Party like a rock star, life is not always a party. There's consequences. Learn from this.
Williams is also suspended from driving for 5 years. 4:13 now, a new chair now sits at Victory Field. It honors military members who were prisoners of war or missing in action. The chair was dedicated during a ceremony last night. Organizers say the empty chair serves as a reminder to the military and civilians that there are still thousands of service members that are unaccounted for. One veteran with a missing uncle from the Korean War says he hopes the chair will drive people to help search for those who never returned home.
I hope that it touches people and maybe they contribute to the cause to keep looking for our missing. It's one thing if your veteran gets killed in action and they bring him home, but to just disappear like that is just devastating. It was devastating to my family.
There are also honor chairs at Lucas Oil Stadium, Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.